Hi there folks, you're watching the Black Powder Shooter 44 channel. Today I'm out here with an 1855 Colt Root revolver. This is a 31 caliber revolver. If you have not seen the introduction video I made about it, go watch it. I'm going to link that over here somewhere, either on the screen or down below. Today we're going to shoot it. I have not shot this yet, so I can't tell you how accurate it's going to be, but we're going to do our best. I may try loading this off the gun because this loading lever doesn't seem like it's going to provide a lot of compression from the ball onto the powder, just because of the length of the loading lever itself. I have the same issue with my Remington pocket revolver. If I load it on the gun, the power of the gun is really just anemic. So I want to load it off the gun with the brass rod. Hopefully the cows will move on from my range so that I can set up some targets and do some shooting, and we're gonna get to it. All right, stay tuned. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and load this gun. I said I was going to load it off the gun, but I'm just gonna load it on the frame here. It's actually getting pretty good compression on the projectiles here in the cylinder, so we're just gonna go ahead and keep doing that. Now I have this flask loaded up with 3F Pyrodex. When you're using these little guns, oftentimes 3F Pyrodex is your best bet because this cylinder capacity is no more than 15, 16, maybe 17 grains of powder, okay? If I top it off, that's gonna be about 15, 16, 17 grains of powder, right? Well, Pyrodex compresses really well, so I can just go ahead and pour this cylinder full, be good to go, put a ball on top and ram it home. With real black powder, it doesn't compress as much. Then I could get issues where the ball is sticking out of the cylinder, and then we get all kinds of issues. So I'm going to fill this up most of the way with powder. As you can see, maybe like 8/10 of that cylinder is filled up with powder. I apologize if this is not lined up great. I have a huge glare on my camera screen, so I really can't see anything. But I'm going to take a 319 cast round ball, put it on top of that powder, go under the loading lever here. I don't get a lot of lever to work with, but we're going to make it work. There we go. As you can see, that rammed it home nicely. And now we have all 5 chambers loaded up. I'm going to put some over ball lubricant. I have boar butter. I think I'm just going to go ahead and use some of this homemade stuff I have. I'll put that over the projectile just to soften the fouling. I'm going to use this to prevent chain fires. If a little bit of grease is going to prevent a chain fire, well, probably better served using a proper sized ball, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and put that over the chamber, and we'll do that to all 5 of these, make it nice and neat, and then we'll cap it up and shoot it down range. Okay, the 1855 Root revolver is all loaded up. We're going to put it down range on paper, see what it does at about 8 to 10 yards, see what happens. Well, that wasn't very impressive. This gun has about a 20-pound trigger pull, but let's go take a look. So we're aiming down here at the bottom target, and I got 1, 2, 3. That's some lubricant. Yeah, it looks like just 1, 2, 3. I think I'm pulling to the left just because the trigger pull is so long and so heavy. So I actually may try shooting this again two-handed and see if I could improve on this a little bit. Alright, so I didn't think it would ever come to this, but I'm going to go two-handed shooting this little 31 caliber revolver. See if I can improve on last cylinderfuls showing. So 7 to 10 yards, let's see what happens. Major flinch alert. Okay, so here's what happened this time with the Root Revolver. My first shot I was aimed at the bullseye, and I was like, you know what? I didn't see where it printed. So like, okay, let me just aim over here. It seems like it's going a bit to the left, especially with my tendency to kind of pull with the weight of that trigger pull. So aimed over here, got one here, here, and the other three are up here. So that's pretty much where we are at. I'm going to go ahead and load up one more time. We can't finish up this video without shooting any shaving cream, so we're going to shoot that. Then maybe try to put a couple on steel and call it a day. Alright, we're loaded up again. Let's try to put some rounds down on steel down there. Keep your fingers crossed for me that I can actually make contact. Going to continue with the two-handed shooting. And I need to go grab my ear so that I don't go deaf. Alright, let's rock and roll. Ooh. Well, we got 4 out of 5 on target, but I think the base pin just started to back out. Let's see. It's still locking up. No, I think we're good. It's still locking up. And looks like we are good to go. Okay, we're loaded up again. We got our shaving cream down there. This wouldn't be a complete black powder shooter 44 video without some shaving cream, so let's take that out right now. I'm just happy I hit it. Okay, we are done shooting the 1855 Root Revolver. I want to show you how to disassemble and reassemble this gun here quickly. I want to give a shout out to Blackie Thomas because I used some of his gun butter on the base pin of this gun before I shot it, and things are still moving nice and loose. So, you know, that is always a positive, especially with a revolver like this. So, to take it apart, you're going to want to put it in half cock. You'll notice that there is 2 screws here. One of them is a tension bolt, if you will. You push that, and then you turn the base pin, and that comes out. There we go. Alright, so we got the base pin off, and we got the cylinder off here. Now I'm going to go ahead and put it back together. This takes some practice, but once you get used to it, it's not bad. So you stick that cylinder back in, and by the way, you can see here on the base pin how the notches, that is what turn the ratcheting notches there, that's what turns the cylinder. So it's not on the frame itself. So it's a very interesting design, and actually when I cock this gun back, you can see the handspring right here. The handspring is exposed like so, and that's what catches, allows the cylinder to rotate. So it's kind of backwards, when you think about a typical cap and ball revolver. But I'm going to go ahead and put that in. So there is a little rectangle slash square piece on this pin, and that has to catch in the cylinder. So I put that in, and I begin turning it clockwise. I push the bolt pin, and then once I get it halfway in, I'll start turning it counterclockwise, he said. Come on now. There we go. Clockwise, and then I actually will turn it the rest of the way counterclockwise to push it all the way in. And normally when the camera is off, it goes right in. Actually, that time I just turned it clockwise and it snapped right in. So you will see that the little notches on the ratcheting part of the cylinder have to catch on that handspring. So when I do this, it locks in nice and tight. There we go. And we are good to go. So if you're out on the range, you want to be taking this gun apart to load it and whatnot, you're going to want to use something like this, and this is a very good product. So just wanted to show you all that real quick. Okay, so that's going to wrap up our video on the Root Revolver. Really just a neat little piece of history. Had a very heavy trigger pull, so it was making it difficult to shoot accurately, but I was starting to get the hang of it a little bit towards the end. And I just ended up loading it on the gun. You just don't get a lot of leverage with this little loading lever. So I was starting to lose feeling in my hand. So what I ended up doing was grabbing my gun rug and using it as a sort of a pot holder, if you will, for loading this. I would use that, push it down, and we were good there. So I was also getting really good compression on the powder, which I was kind of afraid of at the beginning that it would not. But that was not the case. I was able to get really good compression down on the ball into the powder, and a good ring of lead with the 319 and 320 inch diameter round balls. So we had no issues there. It actually packs quite a bit of punch with the 3F powder loaded nice and tight like that. But that's about it. If I was a little bit more brave, I would disassemble it here on the field to show you how you could do that. But I feel like I'd have issues getting back together. I was practicing, and I got it to the point where I could take it apart, take that barrel, take the cylinder off, and put it back in really easily. It's a little bit of there's a little bit of a learning curve to it. And but once you practice it a few times, it's not bad at all. If you want to see a good video going over the overview of the history of this gun, check out the 11 Bang Bangs channel. They have an awesome video going over this gun, and they actually have an original, which is really cool. So check out their video. Make sure to leave this video a like, comment down below, hit that subscribe button, and remember, if you want to get a discount on your concealed carry class, I'm affiliated with Legal Heat. You could get 10% off of your class, so make sure to do that. My channel gets a little kickback if you do that, so show your support to my channel that way. See you all next time.